Hey guys, and welcome to History of Star Wars.
Hello.
So, if you've seen the title of the video, you know what we're talking about today. And again, as always, if you haven't seen the last chapter of Season 2 of Mandalorian, spoilers ahead, you've been warned. So, at the end of Episode 8, Luke Skywalker takes away Grogu to be trained, as far as we know, as a Jedi. Now, if the sequel trilogy stays canon, that means that Kylo Ren kills most of the Jedis at Luke's Jedi Academy.
Yes. Well, the only ones he doesn't are the ones who become the Knights of Ren. And there's no Grogu-sized Knight of Ren, so...
True. So, that would make us believe that Grogu joins Luke's Jedi Academy. Kylo Ren turns to the dark side. And murders our poor little Grogu.
How could you do such a thing?
Now, is that going to happen?
I don't think so. Personally.
If that doesn't happen, what happens to Grogu?
I mean, if I was going to make it up on the spot, I think he's going to die in some way relating to the Mandalorian. To Mando himself. That would be my guess. But at the same time, there's no reason, like, the way Disney have gone, they could easily go that route. So...
Yeah. My main hope, personally, is that there's some kind of explanation. We've discussed this before, but perhaps using the kind of portals that we see in Rebels that Ezra experiences with Palpatine.
Yeah.
That they do some kind of timeline, dimension, reality shift. And like you said before, Ezra comes back and he's like, I've seen these other timelines, and there was a guy called Snoke and Rey. But luckily we went down this timeline. So that just becomes like a legend. It becomes not canon.
Imagine they had that conversation and then you've got Luke, what happened to me?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. It wasn't good. Just
Master Luke, thank God you're this really cool, powerful Jedi. Not this weird old loser that sucks from the breasts of... Yeah, we don't want to go down that route.
Yeah.
So, that's best case scenario. If that happens, then we'll get to see maybe Yoda 2.0. Something else I want explained where he came from.
Yeah.
Because it's still not... Is he Yoda and Yaddle's baby? It's not really explained. Is he a clone?
We know so little about Yoda's race and...
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, it's all a lot of what ifs. I mean, where he came from doesn't necessarily, I can live without that.
Yeah, we don't know where Yoda came from, so it doesn't necessarily matter where Grogu came from.
Yeah, it's what happens later. That's what I want to... I mean, for all we know, he could be... If all the stuff stayed canon, he could be off on a planet somewhere hiding like Yoda did. Or he could be off training somewhere and where time doesn't work the same way, that he's actually missed all this stuff and comes back later.
For all we know, he could be on Dagobah with Yoda's Jedi ghost spirit training. We don't know.
Eating frogs.
He may be alive during the sequel trilogy. There's no reason he's not. Maybe because of how slowly they age and mature with age.
Yeah.
There's no reason that by the time the sequel trilogy comes around, he's still not quite...
He's still too young to have
powerful enough,
Yeah, he's still too young to really have any effect on the outcome.
Yeah, so there's no reason to assume that he will have been killed off. Having said that, there's also no reason to assume that he wouldn't be at the Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
When the Padawans were killed.
Unless he's matured enough that he actually does some teaching at that point, but he's gone off somewhere.
Maybe.
It's all one of those that they could write it in and make things happen, but the best case scenario is none of that happens, and we have a whole new timeline.
Yeah. I'm actually really curious to know what you guys think on this topic, because would you like to see kind of just an alternate storyline, not alternate timeline, where, Grogu, became... Maybe like what James said, became a teacher, went off, maybe went to Dagobah, and is still alive during the sequel trilogy? Or would you prefer them to retcon and just make this Mandalorian and episode 1 to 6 one timeline, and episode 7 to 9 like an alternate reality?
There is an option that, we go, everything carries on as it is. How many years after is the sequel trilogy again? From the Mandalorian? Is it many?
It's going to be a few,
Yeah, but to the point, say for example, that, Mando survived everything up until that point. Grogu's on there. He hears about this. He goes to the temple, finds Grogu's body, and then the Mando goes hunting, like, the Knights of Ren or anyone of that kind of thing. Obviously, again, that's a really annoying one because we know the Knights of Ren survive and all that. But yeah, or maybe that we find out there's actually more, and that, like, say for example, there was 20. And obviously then by the point of the film, there's
things they can do with it.
Yeah, but obviously it always comes down to, well, we know this happens in the end, so we got to get to that point.
And that's the problem. Like, we definitely want to know more about this gap between episode 6 and 7.
Yeah.
But I just think we'd have better storytelling if episode 7 was just.
But yeah, it's the same as everything. Like, when you know what's going to happen, there's just so little tension with everything because you know everyone's going to be okay.
At the end of the day, Disney clearly know what they're doing now. They've clearly learned from their mistakes, and now look what they're giving us. They're giving us Ahsoka, they're giving us Luke, they're giving us potentially Thrawn.
The only worry that we have is anything that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are not involved with. We don't know how that would go.
That's true.
That's the thing. As soon as you take it out of their hands, then we're into unknown waters.
But you'd assume that the Disney execs still have a say in what is being done, and they still get like a yes or no sort of power.
You would hope so.
So what I'm thinking is, now that they've clearly learned from their mistakes and they're giving us what we want, they're giving us Obi-Wan and Vader and Luke and all that stuff, they understand that the sequel trilogy genuinely almost killed Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I definitely see it is within their vision, within their interest to make it non-canon.
Yeah. I mean,
it makes sense.
When they were willing to do that to all of George Lucas's stuff,
that's true. Yeah.
Then there's no reason they won't go. Or even if it's the point, maybe it doesn't happen yet. Maybe in the future, whoever comes in next, like maybe whoever replaces like Kathleen Kennedy kind of thing, comes in and goes, okay, first action. Legends. Let's have a whole new canon and goes from there.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you never know.
That's what Disney did to the Legends books, so it's definitely something they would do. Anyway, let us know what you guys think. Do you think that Grogu will eventually fall to Kylo Ren? Is that his fate, or will Disney decide to change things, get rid of those stories? There is no Kylo Ren in canon anymore. And,
I mean, they could still have a Kylo Ren type, like Ben Solo type. I mean,
but an alternate reality Ben Solo.
Because there was one in Legends, and then they changed it to this. So it could still happen, but not in the way that we know it happens. There is that option as well. So the answer could be yes, but differently.
This is a fun thing to discuss, so join us in the discussion in the comments down below. Let us know what you think, and subscribe for more Star Wars theories, more Star Wars reactions, reviews, breakdowns, speculations, videos, histories of, and more. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you have a great Christmas and a good New Year, and we will see you next time on History of Star Wars. May the Force be with you.
Bye, guys.